Check, check, works. I'm here today to talk about running, not the race that was outside this morning that prevented that section from not making it, but running the race of life. And, Paul talks about it in 1 Corinthians, running the race of life. And this is, I was going to wear my running shoes today, but I defaulted back to the good old Chuck Taylors, which some of you may remember as actually being your running shoes at one point. I would not run in these today, but running the race of life. And, this rope here that I strung across the front is supposed to represent your eternity, your eternal soul, and it's never ending. It drapes out through the hallway, and I asked for the infinity rope at Lowe's, and they did not have one. It's 100 feet in here, but pretend it goes on forever. But it's supposed to represent your eternal life, your eternal soul. And I'm going to read real quick from 1 Corinthians what Paul has to say about this race. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. So our finish line to this race. Our finish line is when we meet our Creator one day, and we stand before Him, and we think about and we share in a discussion with Him about everything we've done in our lives, right? So obviously this isn't all about works, but in the end, it's if your soul has been saved, it will be seen in your works, right? So the red piece of this timeline represents your life on earth. And, on here it's a couple inches long, but this is your time on earth as it compares to eternity. It goes on and forever. So, you spend a couple inches here on earth and, you spend your money in a certain way, you spend your time in a certain way. But ultimately you come to this finish line, right? And you meet Jesus. And you look back on your life and you say, wow, I went to school for this amount of time. Then I spent my rest of my life working, saving, just so I could enjoy it right here. So we have this distorted view of what eternity is like, right? We kind of have this view that it's really just this life on earth for some folks. The YOLO attitude, you only live once, kind of drives me crazy, but all the cool kids are saying it these days. So this you only live once attitude, right? So I'm going to make myself as comfortable and as safe and whatever while I'm sitting in this 2-inch red spot. And they totally disregard the rest of this rope that goes on forever. So you meet with Jesus, right? You stand before Him and you think about how your focus has been misguided. And that's what the devil wants, right? He wants you to stay focused on this red little piece and disregard everything else. So I guess my challenge today is, this is an important day in the annual life cycle of our church, Small Group Sunday. My challenge for you is to, maybe go in a different direction. Don't wander aimlessly or run aimlessly the way Paul referenced in 1 Corinthians, but, run with all your might. Think about this rope that carries on out the door. Don't stay focused on this 2 inches of red. Run like with a passion that you've, is different from everybody else, because the YOLO attitude and pleasing yourself and pleasing the flesh is ultimately not going to get you where you want to be. And kind of that's what changed my race, is thinking about what my eternal salvation looked like. And it was not pretty. So my focus is no longer on the red. I hope you take a moment today and think about an opportunity to maybe join a small group and, be around others who are trying their hardest to change their race as well. So hopefully you consider it. Thanks.